twisted and
Styles, the diverse.
Fight! Yeah! Fight, Johnny Cage. Excellent. Fight! Yeah! Fight! Yeah! Fight! Yeah! Fight, Johnny Cage. Excellent. Fight! Yeah! Fight! Yeah! Fight! Yeah! Fight! Yeah!
Styles,
Fight!
the diverse beat maker.
Yeah! Fight, Johnny Cage. Excellent.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Yeah! Fight, Johnny Cage. Fight! Yeah!
Styles. styles, the diverse.
Flawless victory. Outstanding. Flawless victory. Outstanding. Outstanding. Flawless victory.
Ace.
Styles, the diverse beat maker.
soul is mine. You will be next.
Shang Tsung wins. Has begun.
Styles, TT, the diverse
It has begun.
Has begun!
Flawless victory. Flawless victory. Excellent. Flawless victory. Excellent. Flawless victory. Flawless victory. Excellent. Flawless victory. Flawless victory. Flawless victory. Excellent. Flawless victory. Finish him.
Shang Tsung wins.
It has begun.
has begun. Has begun.
Flawless victory. Flawless victory. Excellent. Flawless victory. Excellent. Flawless victory. Flawless victory. Excellent. Flawless victory. Flawless victory. Flawless victory. Excellent. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Shang Tsung wins.
Get that little Steve.
Styles, TT, the diverse beatmaker.
G Harris in the building. Salute, what's good? The real Benjamin bloodline in the building, what's good with you? Tez Frank in the building, what's good with you? So I can't wait till this Spence and Ugas fight. If it's in Dallas, I'm in that thing. I hope it's in Dallas, bro. I hope they have it at Cowboys Stadium, bro. I think this shit gonna be a showcase fight. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good matchup, but you know, I feel like shit, Spence on some different shit right now. Your boy TJ in the building, what's good with you? What's happening? Appreciate everybody for pulling up, man. We definitely gonna dive deep into it, man. We gonna chop it up. Say you done wrapping gifts. I did what I had to do. You know, I ain't real cold at wrapping gifts, but I definitely did what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm good. All my gift shopping and gift wrapping, everything good. So, you know, it's solidified. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go link up with the family in the morning, man, and at mom's crib, and we gonna get it popping. Do you think he's still working with Blu-ray? I believe so. I believe that Blu-ray is in the equation, but I know he has a nutrition team now, and they also specialize in strength and conditioning. So I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. And shout out to the brother Blu-ray. Does great work. Him and Earl, when they was working together, they went on like an 11 fight win streak with all knockouts. So he definitely good at what he does. But of course, I mean, with or without Blu-ray, Earl Spence is Earl Spence. I think the biggest thing is just having a strength and conditioning coach and actually going through that, which Earl wasn't doing for a long time. For these last 3 fights, he wasn't doing no strength and conditioning. He was just doing straight boxing. You know what I'm saying? He'll do road work and boxing workouts. He wasn't doing no strength and conditioning. Also, he never had a nutritionist. So now I think those things, like, he'll be able to cut weight more healthy now. You know what I'm saying? He'll have somebody actually cooking his meals for him. Just taking, remember after the, I think it was after the Sean Porter fight, he was like, look, I'm about to get a nutritionist and a strength and conditioning coach now. You know what I'm saying? Because he just realized that I'm at a too high of a level right now to not have these things on my team. You know what I'm saying? Not have these things a part of my team. And you know, so I think that's gonna make his job a lot easier, cutting weight and just getting in shape and being ready for the fight. So, but I do believe that Blu-ray will have his hands into you know, into the equation. So we'll see how it go. But I've done some research on Declan Walsh, the guy that he's working with from overseas, man. Dude pretty good at what he do. You know what I'm saying? He pretty good at what he do. He got a great track record in terms of helping guys cut weight, both in boxing and in UFC or in MMA. And then also, as far as strength and conditioning, you know, he really good at what he do. So we'll see how it play out. But at the end of the day, Earl Spence is Earl Spence. So, you know, as long as he actually taking those steps to do that, I think he'll be all right. Eric Bowden in the building, salute to you. What's good? What's your points? Number 1, facts in the building, salute, man. What's good? Brian Peters in the building, what's good? Shout out to everybody coming through. Let me see what we got here. Dave's Kate's all day. What's good with you? He mentioned after Porter, he gonna get his shit together for real, which is scary. Yeah, real talk. Real talk. He said that after the Porter fight, and then he reiterated that shit after the Danny Garcia fight. He was like, nah, for real. Everybody was like, bro, you keep saying you gonna do this, and he actually did the shit now. So, you know, I like this. Just shows me that he's extremely serious about what he's trying to accomplish. The road to undisputed. He really wants to be undisputed. He really want to make statements and prove that he the best, man, and just want to be the best version of himself. So the fact that he taking these steps, that just let me know how serious he is, man. So I'm really looking forward to his next performance versus Yordenis Ugas. Gonna be a great fight, great performance. Sheldon Moore in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Josh Sanders in the building. What's good? So he already in shape now. No more blowing up in weight after the fight. Facts. He already in like a manageable. He already at a manageable weight. So at this point, he gonna probably have to cut those last 15, 20 pounds. You know what I'm saying? He probably he probably got to cut like 20 pounds to get to 147. He probably like 167, 170 max right now, which is not bad being 3 months out from the fight, because I believe the fight is going to happen like first week of March, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he good. He good. I think, you know, now it'll just be gradually cutting that weight down in a healthy fashion, as opposed to, you know, trying to get everything off real quick. I really think that'll help out with, of course, stamina, endurance, and then punching power as well, because as you get later on in the fight, you'll still have enough of that energy that you need to sit down on your punches and still be able to do everything that you need to do. So I think that's cutting weight healthy is a very, very like important thing. It's very important. You know what I'm saying? Very important. Your boy TJ in the building was good. If I ain't already shout you out. Said I can see Earl stopping Ugas too. I can definitely see that, bro. Like, I know I told y'all that I think this is gonna be a good matchup, and I believe that. I stand on that. I think, you know, Ugas coming off of the best win in his career, beating Manny Pacquiao. That right there alone is gonna give you like a world of confidence. And then, you know, I just thought his performance was real good. And then just, you know, Ugas, the boxer, you know, his skill set, everything that he already done before the Manny Pacquiao fight would give anybody issues at welterweight. So I definitely believe that Ugas gonna put up a great fight. He gonna put up a great effort. He gonna have so much incentive to win. You know, it's so much on the line. You beat Errol Spence. You're the unified. I believe he's the first Cuban champion with 3 belts or something like that. You know, then you have maybe a shot at a rematch with Errol Spence. That's even more money, a bigger fight. And then also you can possibly fight Terrence Crawford for undisputed. It's so much to gain here for Yordenis Ugas. So I know we're going to get the very best version of him. But in that same token, I think you're going to get the best version of Errol Spence as well, with everything that he got on the line. You know, you see the title, like he said, after I get this 3rd belt, we're going to see who holding up the fight. You know what I'm saying? So everything he got on the line, everybody that's been doubting, all the naysayers, he hear all that shit, he see all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And especially with Terrence Crawford coming out and finally speaking publicly with some type of aggression, you know what I'm saying? Now, you know, I already know what type of shit, I know what that do to Errol Spence, his psyche, how that make him approach his workouts, his training, his camp, you know, and then ultimately the fight. When he get in there with Ugas, I just think we're going to see Earl on a whole nother level, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to be exciting to see, for sure. Josh Sanders in the building. What's good? Said Spence always sharp and always goes to the body. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ugas is very technical. And you know what? I think if it really depends on, let me see, who is that? Funny Markel in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you for coming through. As far as how this fight turns out, it really depends on how Ugas decides to approach this fight. If he sit there and try to play chess with Earl early on, which is what I think he gonna do, because I think he'll understand that Errol Spence has, just doing his research on Earl, he gonna understand and notice from past fights that Errol Spence has a great motor. Errol Spence is capable, just like we seen in the Mikey Garcia fight, of throwing over 1,000 punches in a fight. This is a guy who has, in my opinion, top 3 best jab in the sport of boxing. The different variations of how he used the jab, the consistency of the jab, the fact that that motherfucker in your face all night. So at the very least, fucking with Errol Spence, you gonna have to worry about that jab. And if you can't take it away from him, say goodbye. You know what I'm saying? But he gonna understand that Earl got a motor on him. So I don't know if he comes out there and try to like just bomb rush Earl or something like that. Even though that ain't even really his game plan. Ugas is more of like a counter puncher. He like to come forward, but he counters. You know, he'll come forward, put pressure on you, wait on you to throw, and then try to hit you with something. You know what I'm saying? He got a really good, sneaky, dangerous overhand right. Got a nice jab on him. He go to the body well. Ugas is a really good body puncher. But I think he's going to try to play chess with Earl early on in the fight. I think he'll try to play chess. And if he does that, I really think that that's playing in the hands of Errol Spence. because I don't believe that Ugas can outbox Earl Spence. Earl gonna keep him in the middle. If he try to play chess with Earl gonna keep him in the middle of the ring, jab to the head, straight left to the body to death. Overhand left after the jab. You know what I'm saying? And then I believe that as the rounds start kicking up, maybe 5, 6, 7, that's when you'll see Earl start really putting that pressure on. And at that time, Earl done already put rounds in the bank. And then on top of that, he's been punishing Ugas with the jab and the straight left to the body and the overhand left to the head. I think he'll be right there for the picking for Earl to try to go and get a stoppage. If Ugas does go in there and try to do something uncharacteristic like bomb rush Earl Spence and make it a dogfight early on, I don't think that that's really gonna work for him either. But the fact that Ugas is a really good counterpuncher, that's what makes him dangerous, and I think that's what makes this fight interesting for Earl Spence. Because Earl Spence will be first. Just like I told y'all with Danny Garcia. I believe Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia, both two of the best counterpunchers in the entire sport of boxing. That's what they do. Especially Danny Garcia. That's what he do. I mean, Danny Garcia he's a definition of a counterpuncher. He gonna wait on you, let you get your shit off, and he looking to land big lefts and rights behind whatever you throw. But the difficult thing with having that type of style with Earl Spence is that Earl Spence don't mind being first. And if you let him be first, he will oblige you. He will be first. And 9 times out of 10, that ain't gonna turn out good for you. You know, because again, he has a motor. This man is capable of throwing 1,000 punches in a fight, and he goes to the body. He's not a one-dimensional fighter. He gonna give you different looks. And if you allow him to be first, you know, you can end up taking a lot of punishment. And if you don't end up landing that big shot that you're trying to land, you gonna find yourself down on the cards or either getting stopped. Either one. Or both. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the brother Mike Rhyme in the building. What's good? Shout out to my brother Mike Biggs, boxing in the building. What's good with you, brother? Bruh Corvin in the building. Salute to you, my boy. What's good? Said I believe we will see the power return from Earl this fight. I believe Earl is focusing on his power. I definitely agree with that. I think that's something that if you look at leading up to the Manny Pacquiao fight, getting back with Blu-ray, you know, getting in some of the best shape. I mean, I'm telling y'all, man, like just watching Earl, because I was able to see some different footage from Earl leading up to that Manny Pacquiao fight, man, and he was in excellent shape. And just seeing him bouncing on his toes, seeing him just like doing different things, that just let me know the level of energy that he was taking into that fight. And I know that he was really focusing on like displaying strength and power and speed and just really all of his tools. And I think power is definitely an emphasis. It was in that camp, and I think it's also going to be an emphasis in this camp as well. That's why you see him getting a nutritionist now, so he can make weight healthy. He don't have to do everything on his own. Focusing on strength and conditioning. You know what I'm saying? Just making things easier for you. And that's something that I always felt like. I feel like any top world-class athlete, when you get to this level, bruh, you got the money. Like, come on, bruh. Like, spend that money. Set yourself up for success. Put the right people around you. Like, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to do everything the old school way. You feel me? Like, you got all this science and new shit going on, and you got all these different resources available to you, man. Put these folks in position to make your life easier. And that's exactly what Earl Spence doing right now. So I think you will see that pay off in the ring when he gets in there with Ugas. Pool Counter Boxing in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you for coming through. Gregory Harper in the building. What's good? I think because of the setbacks, detractors, and doubters, this may be EJ's second biggest fight. Agree? Second biggest fight? I don't know about like biggest. It could be if you're talking about like numbers and stuff like that. It could be. Ain't no telling what the pay-per-view number's gonna look like or what that gate gonna look like. I definitely think the gate is gonna be good because everybody gonna, especially if it's in Dallas, everybody gonna want to go to the fight and see what Earl Spence, just see Earl Spence because, you know, we ain't seen him in a minute. But I think this is definitely gonna be probably one of his most impressive performances. I think that's something that you could look forward to. Just in my opinion, just looking at, like you said, the doubters, the naysayers, like all of the shit that's been going on, man. The eye injury, missing out on a Manny Pacquiao fight, Ugas beating Manny Pacquiao, so now you're getting a chance to fight the guy who beat Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? The dude that was the dude that you wanted to fight, the legend, the great Manny Pacquiao. So it's a lot of reasons why you can look to this fight and predict that it's probably going to be one of Errol Spence's best performances. Elvis Narte in the building. Salute to you, my brother. What's good? Scorpio Indigo in the building. What's good? Said Bud only got 2 and arm reach on him. Everything else in Earl advantage. Yeah, hey, for real. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I don't really think that reach advantage is gonna be anything significant, especially with a guy like Earl Spence. Because go back to what I said about Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is one of those rare guys who have a great ability to control distance. When you have that ability, arm reach really, it's always a factor. It always can be a factor, let me say that. But arm reach is not necessarily something that fighters like that have to worry about a whole lot, because Shakur Stevenson, if you look at him versus Jamel Herring had a glaring arm reach advantage over him. But at the same time, Shakur Stevenson was still able to keep him at a certain distance so he can hit him and get his shit off, and then be able to get out the way, take a half step back or take a lean back. You know what I'm saying? And, be able to be in perfect position to land shots and not get hit. And Earl Spence, in my opinion, is one of the best fighters in the boxing game when it comes to distance control. That's why you don't really see him do a whole lot of like extra movement. He can bounce on his toes. You saw that a little bit in the Lamont Peterson fight. You saw that a little bit in the training camp leading up to Manny Pacquiao. He can do that, but he don't have to do that, because his ability to control distance and pivot, use his leverage, he's always in perfect position to land shots and not take too much punishment. So as far as the arm reach with Terrence Crawford, I really don't see that being a huge issue. And then on top of that, Earl Spence is going to be coming forward in that fight. I think it's going to be half chess match, half dog fight, but Earl Spence is going to be the one coming forward, putting pressure on Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So that arm reach shit ain't really going to mean nothing at the end of the day. It's going to come down to, for Terrence Crawford, what's going to be something that he going to have to focus on. Number one, he going to have to be in the best shape he ever been in. Then number two, his counterpunching gonna have to be on point. Like Terrence Crawford counterpunching gonna have to be phenomenal if he gonna fuck with Earl Spence. Cause I'm telling y'all, he gonna have to stop Earl. He gonna have to hurt him, and he gonna have to stop him. He only got a puncher's chance. You know what I'm saying? He only got a puncher's chance to beat Earl Spence. He not gonna win on the card. So that arm reach shit ain't really gonna be a whole lot of things, a whole lot that Earl Spence gonna have to think about. I'm over here looking at the time and said I got this chicken in the oven. You know what I'm saying? A little baked chicken. You feel me? Something slight. Let me see. Corey Cunningham. Timing, feint, and angles can negate reach. Big facts. Timing, feint, and angles. That definitely can negate reach. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that Earl Spence does really well with the jab. He feints a lot with the jab. You know, throws little shit out there just to kind of get a reaction out of you. You know, and good timing, man. Good timing, you know, good pivot game. I like when Earl Spence take a step back. He'll take like a half step back. You know, you throw some shit, he'll take a half step back, and he right there already able with good leverage to sit on his punches and do his thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't really think that reach advantage is something that's gonna be a big thing. And somebody just said something in the comments in regard to Terrence Crawford said about his arm. He said he think they be lying. You know what, bruh? I really don't know what to think about his arm reach, because I've seen in fights where they said his shit was 72, and then in other fights they say 74. Like on Box Rec, it say 74, and then like some other fights it say 72. So I really don't know. I did, however, I saw a video with Terrence Crawford. He do got some long ass arms. I will say that for his size, he got some long ass arms. You know what I'm saying? But I did see a video with him. It was him, Keyshawn Davis, and Keyshawn Davis' brother. You know what I'm saying? And he was back there just joking around with him. And you know, Keyshawn Davis' brother, that motherfucker tall as hell. He way taller than Bud. I think he like 6'2", 6'1", something like that. He tall. And Bud was like, you know, he put his arm reach up against Keyshawn and was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I touch your ass, you feel me? And then, but Keyshawn Davis, his brother, he was like, nah, you can't fuck with him, no. Look at him. His arm's long as fuck. But now Bud put his shit up against Buddy. And his shit was right there. He was like, yeah, I touch your ass too. Like, Bud do got some long ass arms, but I don't know about him being 74 inches. That's, you know, but it could be. And even if it is, it still ain't, I don't think that's going to be a huge issue. If Earl was trying to box Bud off the back foot, and if Bud was the one, like, that was going to be aggressive, you know what I'm saying? Or if they was just going to have a fight in the middle of the ring the whole time, like, it might be an issue, but I don't think that's going to be Earl game plan. Said, I'm not saying I do, but it looks very similar. But Bud does have high ring IQ. Jody TV in the building. Salute to you, my brother. What's good? Said y'all smashed the like button one time for one of the realest in the boxing community. The last of a dying breed. Hey, big facts. Y'all heard that, man. Smash that like button, man. I appreciate that, brother. Hit that like button if you ain't already hit that like button, man. Said Earl has a lot of shit in his bag. Big facts. Big facts. I still don't think we seen the best Earl Spence. I still don't think we seen the best Earl Spence, man. It's still so much more to come. And, I mean, we seen different tools in different fights, but I don't think we seen it all put together on one night. And I still think there's going to be, like, some great performances that most people probably wouldn't expect from Earl Spence. You know, and then even the people that already see, well, damn, I know he possessed these things, but it's just going to be a sight to see when he actually does have those performances versus different styles of different fighters that we all want to see him fight. Said Crawford won't be able to take Earl body work. I don't think he going to be able to take that pressure on a consistent basis, going to the body, going to the head. You know, the only way that I can see Crawford like really changing that fight is if he hit Earl with a counter punch that's like devastating, like some shit that make Earl reluctant to stick to his game plan. He gonna have to hit Earl with something that's gonna make Earl be like, oh, hold up, oh shit. All right, now let me change my whole shit up. Now I'm gonna try to box. And then once, you know, when you make somebody do something that they don't want to do, even though I think Earl can box with Bud, I believe, me personally, I believe that Earl is the better fundamental boxer. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, when you make somebody do something that they don't necessarily want to do, I think you have the advantage. And if Terrence Crawford can hit Earl with some, you know, and he's very much capable of doing this, but if he can hit Earl with some, you know, make him reluctant, make him kind of second guess himself, now he'll have the advantage, you know. But that's a big if, because yes, we know Bud got power. That's not even something that you can doubt. But at the same time, Earl Spence got a hell of a chin on it, you know. And I think Earl Spence is probably going to be as strong as he ever been when that fight does happen, man. So if you only banking on a big shot, it's going to be hard to beat Earl Spence. It's going to be hard. By the 6th, I'm going to tell you when that fight really going to be, when it's really going to turn up. That fight, if Bud's still around, if he's still around after the 7th round, he going to be down on the cards. And that's when he going to have to turn up. That's when you going to see Bud, like, take hella chances. He going to go to Southpaw if he ain't already fighting Southpaw, because I'm telling you, he better not start that fight off in Southpaw. That's going to be bad for him. That's his best stance. He's not an orthodox fighter. You know what I'm saying? He don't fight his best in orthodox. He's really a southpaw fighter who just changed the orthodox, just to give you a different look. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you like this. When it get to the 6th or 7th round, if Terrence Crawford's still hanging around, he gonna find out he down on the cards and he gonna try to turn it up, and that's when shit gonna get real. You gonna see him take a lot of chances. And again, when he go to another level, this the first time he gonna be in the ring with somebody who can match that shit and take that shit up to another level. So when Bud turn it up, what the fuck you think Earl gonna do? He gonna turn that motherfucking shit up, and it's gonna be a dog fight. You know, and I like Earl's discipline more than I like Bud's. I think he'll still be, even though he turned it up, the intensity will be turned up, but I think Earl's still gonna be very calculated, you know, and he'll capitalize on Terrence Crawford mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good fight, man. It's gonna be a great fight. Salute to the brother Jay Harris, Too Real, in that super chat, coming through and showing love. He said this fight is going to be the fight that wake everybody the fuck up. EJ gonna dominate and stop Ugas. He's gonna hurt Ugas bad. Just watch. I totally agree with you, bro. I totally agree with you. I think this is gonna be like a showcase fight. Hold on, let me turn it up now. So this shit don't burn up around this motherfucker. But yeah, you know, I feel like this is gonna be like a showcase fight, bro. You know, and I don't wanna like, and when I say showcase, I don't want it to sound like he fighting Carlos Ocampo or some shit. Like, nah. When I say, I'm just saying that stylistically, everything that's lining up the way it is, Earl Spence, I feel like he gonna be at his best right now, and he hungry. I think he is hungry as he's been in the last 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Since he fought Kell Brook. So I just see Earl going out there trying to make a statement, man, putting on a hell of a performance. The Earl Spence that you was gonna see versus Manny Pacquiao, I think that's who you about to get now versus Ugas. Because that Manny Pacquiao fight was gonna be a showcase fight. That was gonna be a showcase fight. Earl Spence versus Manny Pacquiao was gonna be a showcase fight. That Earl Spence, you about to get that versus Ugas. And it might even be on a whole nother level now. Said Terrence Smith in the building, salute, what's good? Said can Crawford neutralize the jab? He can. He can. He gonna have to have a hell of a game plan to do it though. He can. Terrence Crawford is gonna have to be extremely accurate. Extremely accurate. You know what I'm saying? Extremely accurate, extremely focused. And I think his punch rate is gonna have to come up just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't think he's gonna be able to do what he did versus Sean Porter against Earl. Like the way he fought Sean Porter, the way he fought Kell Brook, just like really looking for one big shot the whole night. He was subtly setting up things, so I'm not gonna like take that away from him. If you look at the Sean Porter fight, he was subtly setting up that right uppercut, and then he was throwing from the southpaw stance. He was throwing that over. He was throwing that right hook. You know, he was using a check right hook a lot, and then he was lining up that I'm sorry, not the right uppercut, but the left uppercut. So he was throwing the check right, and then he was lining up that left uppercut. So he was really good at like subtly setting things up. He'll have to be even sharper versus Earl if he gonna take that approach. If he gonna take the approach of just looking for one big shot, being a sharpshooter. Because again, like if that shit don't work, if you don't land that shot that you looking for, you down significantly on the cards. You know, but can he neutralize Earl Spence's jab? Yes, he can. But his timing gonna have to be immaculate because Earl, Derrick James, they gonna be working on whether he gonna fight orthodox or southpaw. We know when he goes southpaw, he like to use that jab as like a power jab. But it's like a sharpshooting power jab. He don't throw the jab a lot. I think he should jab more often. I think he gonna have to up his jab rate in this fight with Earl too, especially if he want to take Earl's jab away. You know what I'm saying? And he'll have to do that from the orthodox position. But I think he's more comfortable fighting southpaw. It's so many different like variables to this fight. So many different things that can happen. But to answer your question, yes, I know that was a long-winded answer, but yes, he can neutralize the jab, but it's gonna take a lot to do it. Salute to the queen, Simply Amira J in the super chat coming through and showing love. She said, I'm about to watch The Matrix till I fall asleep. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Salute, contender. Thank you. I appreciate that. You have a Merry Christmas as well. I just watched that shit. I actually finished watching it earlier today because I did what you did. Last night I fell asleep because that shit long as fuck. But it was good, man. It was good. Enjoy. Said I think Earl really hurts him. Yeah, man. Yeah, I believe that fight, like I said, is gonna be half chess match, half dog fight. So early on, the question is when is it gonna be? At what point is it gonna be the dog fight? Is that shit gonna pop off early? Because I think it could pop off early. You know, it could pop off early just simply due to the pressure that Errol Spence put on Terrence Crawford. Because we all know once Terrence Crawford gets hit with a shot, he reverts back to, he gonna turn southpaw and he gonna wanna fight. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's when you get a very dangerous Terrence Crawford, but also a very reckless Terrence Crawford. So let's say Errol Spence, he come out early in the fight, start putting pressure, not even nothing too super aggressive, but kind of like how he came out against Danny. Like Errol Spence came out aggressive versus Danny, but he wasn't like overly aggressive. He was just putting pressure on you, mental pressure, and just standing in your face, cutting the ring off so you really can't go nowhere, throwing a jab, keeping a jab, you know, mixing that bitch up, putting that bitch in your face, putting it in your stomach, you know what I'm saying? All type of shit just to like fuck your rhythm up. And let's say, you know, he do that shit on Bud. He come in early, start throwing a jab, and then he able to catch Bud with an overhand left. If he catch Bud with anything solid early in that fight, Bud gonna turn that shit into a fight. He gonna turn that shit into a fight. You know what I'm saying? So, but I could also see the fight, you know, being kind of methodical early on. You know what I'm saying? Both guys jockeying for position. You know, Errol Spence trying to establish his jab, his distance, keeping the pressure on. I can see Terrence Crawford, you know, doing a good job of countering, trying to come over Errol Spence's jab. You know, I think Terrence Crawford gonna really have to go to the body in that fight too. He really gonna have to invest in the body because that's another thing that can slow down a fighter from coming forward. He definitely gonna have to invest in the body early on in that fight because Earl is for sure gonna invest in that body. Salute to the brother D Luckett in the building, man. Appreciate you for pulling up. Shout out to the brother Davian Bible in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said when Bud get hit clean, he enters Avatar state. Hey, on God, say, hey, for real. Say when Bud get hit clean, bro, that motherfucking arrow start lighting up. That boy turn it, say he got all the Avatar powers. I'm telling you. Hey, that boy go crazy on me. You feel me? So that's gonna be exciting to see. That's one of my favorite things about Terrence Crawford because yeah, he'll throw caution to the wind and just say fuck it, let's fight. You know what I'm saying? And hey, you got to deal with that shit. Either you gonna use that shit to your advantage, or you gonna succumb to it. That's your only choices. Either you can use his aggressiveness to your advantage, or you just gonna bow down. It's your only options. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no option C. That's the only options you got. The problem is that all the guys that he been in the ring with, you know, motherfuckers, they bow down. You know, I just don't see that with Errol Spence. But that's not to say that Bud can't, you know, that ain't to say Bud can't stop Errol, because I think he can. Do I think it's likely? No. But can he stop Errol Spence? Yeah, he can stop him. That's his only chance to win, though. He can't win no decision. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when Bud turn up, what you think Earl gonna do? He gonna turn that motherfucker up too. So you gonna have two fighting motherfuckers in that ring, and then at that point it's gonna be like, okay, who got the better chin? You know, who can take it and who can give it the best? You know what I'm saying? Who can take it better and who can give it better? That's what it's gonna come down to. You know, so I think that's Earl Spence, but that's why we had the fights, man. We're gonna see. So after the Porter fight, I think you're gonna see a lot of people looking to get a Crawford fight. Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about that. That's a good point. Nice segue into what I wanted to talk about also. Said that fight gonna be for undisputed. EJ ain't gonna quit. Hell no, man. Say you gonna have look, and this ain't just for Bud. This shit go for everybody. Anybody that fights Earl Spence Jr., bro. You not gonna win a decision. You either gonna get stopped, lose on the cards, or you gonna have to stop him. That's it. Your only chance to win is by knockout. That's the type of heart and the type of motor this dude got, bro. You not gonna win no decision. Period. That goes for anybody. You gotta stop Earl Spence. I said that shit 4, 5, 6 years ago. You gotta stop Earl Spence. That's your only option. You not winning a decision, bro. You not. Period. It's just not gonna happen. You have to get him up out of there. Bruh just warming up after round 5 or 6. Bruh just warming up. So you got a whole hell of a lot of work to do in the later rounds if you trying to outbox Earl Spence. You got to stop him. That's why this fight is going to be so exciting, because I know Terrence Crawford is going to go for the gusto. He going to go for that. That's what he want. And I know Earl Spence going to go for it too. So I don't think that fight goes to the scorecards. You know what? The more and more we get closer to the that fight being realistic and actually like being presented to us, I agree. The closer and closer we get to that fight, I don't see it going to the cards. Salute to the brother D Luckett coming through in that super chat, coming through and showing love. He said, good thing Bud is stopping everybody. Spencer's next. It's hard to see Bud trying to go 12 with Earl. I love that, bro. I love that. Shout out to my brother D Luckett, man. Always coming through with that real shit. You know what I'm saying? Real Terrence Crawford fan there. You know what I'm saying? That can happen, bro. It can happen. And I agree with you in regard to Terrence Crawford's his mindset. You know, I think he's going to go into that fight wanting to inflict pain, wanting to put the beats on Earl Spence, wanting to prove a point. Like, look, I've been that dude the whole time. He been avoiding me and all this shit. You know what? I know that's the mentality that Terrence Crawford bringing. And I think everything that Terrence Crawford bringing to the table, man, Earl Spence going to be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Earl Spence going to be ready for it. He going to have a whole arsenal of ammo ready for him. You dig what I'm saying? So that's why that fight gonna be half chess match, half dog fight. You know what I'm saying? Half chess match, half dog fight. You know. And look, the reason I'm so confident, bruh, is, I mean, if you look at Terrence Crawford's, and I'm gonna get back to the brother point. Well, because he mentioned something in regard to Terrence Crawford, and I want to get into who he's possibly going to fight next. But, you know, one of the things, like looking at Terrence Crawford in his most recent performances, you know what I mean, he's turned into a sharpshooter. You know, he turned into a sharpshooter, a guy who heavily relies on power, you know, heavily, you know, relies on the timing, and he's precise. He don't waste a lot of punches. I don't know if that's age. I don't know if that's just him being, you know, realizing, hey, I have this immense power that I don't have to overexert myself. Salute to the brother 704 Joe in the building, man. Shout out to Dallas, Texas, man. Hey, if you from Dallas, Texas on this live right now, man, salute to you, 100. You feel me? Shout out to the city. But I don't know if that's Terrence Crawford saying like, hey man, I possess this power that man, I don't even have to like go crazy no more. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's like, damn, I just want to prove a point. Everybody's saying I'm not a real welterweight. I want to stop everybody that I'm fighting at welterweight. I'm just going to look for the big shots. I'm going to try to line you up for that big shot. Maybe it's age. He like, look, I don't want to overexert myself. Let me just only take the shots that count. Whatever it is, that's the type of style that I've seen Terrence Crawford kind of adopt over the last recent fights. And with Errol Spence, the reason I'm so confident is I'm confident in Errol Spence's chin. Number one, I think Errol Spence's chin is better than Terrence Crawford's. I think Errol Spence is physically stronger than Terrence Crawford. I think he's naturally bigger than Terrence Crawford. You know, so if I just don't see Terrence Crawford just landing a shot on Earl and breaking him like that. It's possible, but I don't see that. And in my opinion, that's really Sharif King in the building, salute. That's really the only way I can see Terrence Crawford winning. I think what you gonna see, D Luckett, is you gonna see Terrence Crawford hit Earl with a solid shot, and Earl gonna eat that motherfucker, and Terrence Crawford gonna know he in a motherfucking fight. That's when you gonna see, and we always talk about Terrence Crawford's ability to adjust. We gonna see it in that fight. We gonna see it in that half chess match, half dog fight. We gonna see it in that fight. His ability to adjust gonna have to be on display in that fight, because I think he gonna hit Earl. Shout out to my brother Alamane Cruz in the building. I think he gonna hit Earl with something hard, and Earl gonna eat that motherfucker, and Earl gonna keep coming forward. And then Terrence Crawford gonna realize, like, all right, what's next? And when Earl realized he can take Terrence Crawford power, we really gotta fight then. We really gotta fight then. You know, we really gotta fight then. Salute to the brother D Luckett back in that super chat, coming through and showing love again. He said if Earl shows he's hurt, Bud is gonna get him out of there. Big facts. If Terrence Crawford hurt Earl Spence, it's over. And I'm talking about if he hurt him to the point where it's like it's visible, it's over. I totally agree. Terrence Crawford is the best finisher in the sport of boxing. If Terrence Crawford hurt Earl Spence and it's visible, it's over with. I just don't see that happening. You know what I'm saying? I think Terrence Crawford has, between the two, he probably have the most one-punch knockout power. But I think Earl Spence is a more devastating puncher. I just think Earl Spence inflicts more punishment on guys. You know what I'm saying? He inflicts more punishment, is what I like to call an accumulation of ass whooping. Now we've seen that he can knock guys out with one punch, i.e. Leonard Bundu, i.e. Chris Algieri. But when it comes to Earl Spence, I think his offense is more taxing. He's a more devastating puncher, and he inflicts more pain, in my opinion. And that's why I think, man, once it come down to it, once Terrence Crawford hit Earl with something solid, and Earl realized I can take this shit, but Terrence Crawford gonna be in a world of pain, because he ain't gonna be able to do shit to keep Earl up off of him. I don't know what he gonna do to keep Earl up off of him. Salute to my brother Jay Cooley in that super chat, coming through and showing love. He said, hashtag big fish, hashtag free smoke junior, hashtag man down, hashtag still strap season, bitch. You feel me? It's still scrap season around this hole. It's still scrap season. You heard bruh say, hey, I'm finna get this third belt and we gonna see who holding up the fight. Boys thought that strap season shit wasn't for real. Like, bruh still out here collecting belts. Boy, y'all better remember, man. Come on now. Salute to the brother Jay Harris, too. Real back in that super chat, coming through and showing love. He said, D Lucky, Earl ain't getting hurt. Hey, 100. I don't see it neither, bro. It's possible. Anything is possible.
بطولة العرب
So shall I.
Promising 19-year-old prospect Vito Milnicki tonight in the main event in New Jersey.
Minions have spawned.
Actually recall not too long ago delivering presents to
The eternal guardian of the howling abyss. Avarosa herself killed me. It was a great honor. She bound my spirit here, so I can sound the
has been
horn of the
slain.
Watcher's return.
bag. Ah, yes. There's really nothing like seeing a child's pure joy on Christmas morning.
An ally has been slain.
Or hearing the excitement ringside from our very own Brian.
In a mighty final surge, we overran them. We lifted them from the ground. We tossed them, howling into the abyss. That must have killed them. Nothing could survive that fall.
Are inside here, Newark, New Jersey, the Prudential Center, the main event. And the first time in a main event at the end of the night for Vito Milnicki Jr. Only Santa, by the way. I thought you were on the nice list all the way through, Joe.
I'm not even. Figure that one out. I'm trying to.
See, Santa Claus knows about.
He's got 16 wins against 3 losses. He's very.
In the ring tonight, and first thing you see is this is age group boxing right now. Michael Anderson is 41 years old, more experienced, 21-3-1 with 15 knockouts. Noe Lopez, we've seen him before. He was an opponent earlier in his career for Vito Milnicki Jr. Got knocked out. He's 35, taller man in the ring at 5'10". Our first fight of the night. Let's go to the ring. Yes, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr. Merry Christmas, Jimmy.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ron McNair and Robin.
An ally has been slain.
with silver trim, fighting out of it, representing his home.
Has been slain. Shut down. Ace.
She was the star in my life.
Hasn't reached that as of yet, if he's matched correctly.
In a world without love, death means nothing.
Shut down.
Decision, but he went against Vendetti and lost every round in a 12-round.
Kill.
And the ruined king was born. But not yet. We were beautiful once. This moment is so much more. The blood price has been paid. What is erased but the ravenous shadow?
As Anderson is using his right hand a lot, that's nothing coming from the left hand.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Really on his game. Once
Not you killed him. Bring me back a ghost or two. I'll kill him again. I will rip her from the jaws of death. Fate cannot stop
An enemy has been slain.
for swelling. truly inside. Ask your doctor about once weekly Trulicity.
Rampage.
I could feel it. Worth dying for. The black mist flows from me like a tide. At times it ebbs, but now we surge forward.
You know, and for Lopez too, there's a right hand by Lopez. Lopez, he's lost 3.
hand really well because that was a solid right hand. He got clipped.
If that doesn't work, throw them into the abyss. A world that would rob me of beauty is a world that deserves destruction.
An enemy has been slain. Ace.
Alone. Chicken.
An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed
Onions, peppers, and
has been slain. Killing spree. Victory.
Happy holidays, everybody. Welcome back to PBC on FS1. In our main event later tonight, it'll be New Jersey's own Vito Melnicki Jr. taking on Nicholas Delombo live on Fox at 8